Every shot you make is one less that I have to do.
Caitlin Clark's highly anticipated video with Dude Perfect is finally out, and it's already going viral. The timing couldn't be better for her fans, or more awkward for her critics. While Caitlin recovers from an injury, the WNBA is seeing a dip in attendance, buzz, and momentum. At the same time, this video is taking off and sending a clear message. Caitlin Clark is the reason many fans are tuning in. The huge view count highlights just how much influence she has, something the league and parts of the media have been slow to fully acknowledge. Maybe it's time they started welcoming her fans instead of pushing them away.
That's the worst part of all this, is the new fans are sucking the life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth.
What happens while Caitlin is out could have a long-term impact on the WNBA, especially when it comes to how players are paid moving forward. The stakes are higher than most people want to admit, and while the new Dude Perfect video is fun and entertaining, it also highlights just how much the league is missing her. We'll check out some of the amazing shots from the video in a moment. But first, if you're excited to see Caitlin in action, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on her journey.
The Hinkle Heave.
The Hinkle Heave, here we go!
A few months ago, the teaser for this video dropped on YouTube, and it took off fast. One moment that had fans buzzing was Tyler sinking a deep shot from the stands with Caitlin Clark watching. That single clip sparked a frenzy and racked up 13 million views in just a few days. Since then, fans have been counting down to see Caitlin in the full video, and now it's finally out.
One went in.
3, 2, 1. Oh!
This video features over 50 different three-point shots, Caitlin's signature move. But it's more than just showing off her skills. It's a chance to introduce her to a massive new audience, and that's a big deal for the WNBA. Why? Because Dude Perfect isn't just any YouTube channel. They're a powerhouse in online sports entertainment. With over 60 million subscribers and 18 billion views, they actually have more followers than the NBA's own YouTube channel. They're mainstream, family-friendly, and hugely popular with younger fans. Exactly the kind of audience the WNBA needs to reach if it wants to keep growing. Caitlin has already proven she can bring in fans. Just look at Indiana Fever games. They've turned into family events filled with parents and kids. So her appearance in a Dude Perfect video is a huge opportunity to reach millions of new people who might never have considered watching a WNBA game before. And this isn't like a quick Nike or State Farm ad. This is long-form content. And Dude Perfect does it better than anyone. What makes their videos special is how they treat even the biggest stars like part of the group. They laugh, have fun, and pull off crazy shots together. It feels real, relaxed, and easy to connect with. That matters. Viewers don't just see Caitlin as a basketball star. They get to know her personality. That kind of connection builds long-term fan loyalty, especially with younger audiences. In many ways, this kind of exposure does more to grow the WNBA than most official marketing ever could. And if you look at what's happened with NBA players who've worked with Dude Perfect before, it's clear just how powerful this kind of platform can be.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it.
Dude Perfect's videos with stars like Steph Curry and Luka Doncic have each brought in 15 to 20 million views, and that's just the full-length videos. When you add in the shorts and highlight clips, the numbers climb even higher. These aren't just viral hits anymore. They're a real part of internet sports culture. Some might say a WNBA player can't draw the same kind of attention as an NBA star. But Caitlin Clark is already proving that's not true.
You sure about that?
Here's Clark. Wow! You bet! From beyond the logo!
Caitlin drew 1.3 million viewers for a preseason game. She's topping jersey sales ahead of some of the biggest names in the NBA. and her 2025 regular season games are already setting new records. I'll get into those numbers shortly, so if anyone still doubts the impact of this video, they're in for a reality check. This kind of mainstream crossover doesn't just raise her profile. It firmly establishes Caitlin Clark as a superstar.
Out of women's basketball, for a horrible team when she arrived, outside of LeBron and Steph, she is the most well-known basketball player currently playing in the United States.
Oh, yes. And I don't think that's close.
Even right now, Caitlin Clark might be the most talked about athlete in the country. This dude perfect video is likely to rack up tens of millions of views, not just from curious new fans, but from her loyal supporters who will watch it over and over. Wherever Caitlin goes, her fans follow.
Next on the team, Caitlin Clark.
When Caitlin Clark played in the Athletes Unlimited Pro-Am, ticket sales didn't just rise, they skyrocketed, jumping to 12 times the normal rate. Wherever she shows up, interest and attention follow. The WNBA benefits from massive visibility and millions of new eyes, without spending $1 on marketing. This dude-perfect collaboration is the same kind of boost, but on an even bigger scale, and the timing couldn't be better for her fans. For her critics, though, it's a tough moment. It's exposing just how much they underestimated her, and now, everyone's seeing it unfold in real time.
So this is being reported like wildfire, and it has just broken that Caitlin Clark is out with a left quad strain.
Caitlin Clark is currently out with a quad strain. Normally, a star missing a few games wouldn't be a big deal, and she's already back on the court in practice, casually knocking down threes. So recovery looks to be going well. But the WNBA is definitely feeling her absence.
I can personally confirm the pronounced change in interest in Fever games without Clark. A week ago, I bought 4 tickets on StubHub to take my sports-playing nieces to the Fever Mystics game in Baltimore. The tickets in the same row are now less than half of what I paid.
Once Caitlin was ruled out, ticket prices for Fever games fell quickly, even for big games like their rematch against the Sky. It's a clear message. Fans aren't just showing up for the team or the league. They're coming because of Caitlin.
The ticket prices have fallen more than 300% in less than 2 days.
Chicago Sky, Indiana Fever, from $86 48 hours ago to $25. And by the time June 7th rolls around, it might cost you a bag of Skittles and some Lay's potato chips to get in there.
And these tickets once sold for hundreds of dollars, all thanks to Caitlin. The Sky even moved their game to an NBA arena to fit the big crowds she attracted. But now that she's sidelined, ticket prices have dropped fast. That's a serious warning sign. Last year, Caitlin Clark was the driving force behind the WNBA's attendance surge. And without her, that energy is disappearing just as quickly.
319%. 319%. All other teams still grew by double-digit percentages. So let's not forget that. But they didn't grow by 319%. That was Caitlin Clark, which means she's largely responsible for the overall league attendance records.
It's not only ticket sales taking a hit. The league is also seeing a sharp decline in TV ratings.
The Storm vs. Wings gave you 339,000. The most watched WNBA game on NBA TV that did not involve Clark or the Indiana Fever. 339,000. WNBA hasn't seen any growth when it comes to the non-Caitlin Clark games.
Teen games without Caitlin Clark get modest, or sometimes disappointing, viewership. But when she's on the court, the numbers tell a completely different story.
It is the highest peak of any game. It is the second highest viewership, which is like average viewership. However, it was the highest peak of any game ever on CBS.
14 The Fever's game against the Liberty reached nearly 3.3 million viewers at its peak. That came right after the Sky Fever season opener, which averaged 2.7 million, the highest regular season WNBA viewership in 25 years. Now think about Caitlyn's Dude Perfect video getting 30 million views from new fans, while some WNBA games are pulling numbers that feel more like a casual ESPN show. It's not that extreme, but it sure feels close. Even if this gap lasts only a few weeks, it will have a big impact on the future of WNBA players.
Players can't sit down at a collective bargaining table and say, we demand more because you're not giving us enough money. Because if Caitlin Clark is the only driver of your business, guess what? Not sustainable. Not CBA change-worthy.
The players decided to opt out of the current CBA to negotiate a better deal. They wanted to take full advantage of the Caitlin Clark effect, the jump in ratings, packed arenas, and increasing sponsorship money. But when they spoke about it publicly, their tone had a bit of bravado.
Yeah, but if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility, for real.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of conversation here lately about a potential walkout. What are your thoughts on that?
And it's something that we're talking about internally, like to, be prepared for. Of course, no one wants that situation to happen, but I do feel like there's some topics that we have in mind that, we have to stand strong in what we believe in too. We have to stand up for what we feel is right and what we feel we deserve. And so while we don't want that situation to happen, of course, I think we're prepared for any possibility right now.